Welcome back to Beards and Brews. Hey, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Not only does it help us out, but you'll know exactly when we have another one brewing. We're going to do a whole month of Steven Seagal movies, so be sure to hit those buttons.
We're calling it Seagaluary, right, guys?
Absolutely. Like, what better way to spend the month of love to spend that time hanging out with Steven Seagal? This week, it's going to be Under Siege. Fellas, what'd you think?
From the people who brought you Mario Brothers, Battleship.
For sure. I'm just going to get out of the way. Like the last one we did was Die Hard on a Mountain. This is Die Hard on a Battleship.
And you mentioned Super Mario Brothers. Was John Leguizamo in this, or is that just a guy that looked like John Leguizamo?
Well, this movie only focuses on Steven Seagal and maybe Gary Busey. Everybody else, they're just jobbers. They don't matter.
What about old Tommy Lee Jones?
Tommy Lee Jones was having a midlife crisis.
Straight up. Tommy Lee Jones and Gary Busey, honest to goodness, try to give performances here. They try. And you can literally watch them get frustrated dealing with Seagal to the point to where they just say, fuck it.
For sure. Because like even in the beginning of the movie, when Tommy Lee Jones was like full punk degenerate, he was being wacky, loud, and just like over the top. And by the end of it, he's just like U.S. Marshal Tommy Lee Jones, just spouting orders like a cop just to compensate.
Yes. This movie is taking place on a battleship. It is the last one that's going to be carrying nuclear missiles, yada, yada, yada.
Correct,
plot.
Yeah, this is the USS Missouri that is evident. It's being decommissioned or something.
No, that's right. They have like some kind of celebration. That was its final voyage with these weapons. Whatever. Clearly not a plot for some terrorists to come and hijack it. Whatever. But You know what? As a little surprise, what better person to explain this plot than Mr. Seagal himself? Sir, would you kindly step up to the microphone?
All right, she already quit. She gives up. just was like, nope, can't do it. She's too nervous.
And now I'm going to keep all this.
Thanks, Mr. Seagal. Couldn't even get him to stand up. Why'd you turn the light out on me?
Hey, I'm just a cook. I can't meet the president. I've got bouillabaisse to make.
Yeah,
50 gallons.
Okay. We'll get that out of the way. So this is basically just Steven Seagal, the movie. Like, everything in this movie is just to prop him up in some way as some ego-stroking nonsense. Goodness, like, everybody he meets is like, oh, damn, is that Casey Ryback, that sexy motherfucker?
Love that
Mr.
guy.
Ventura.
Something like that, yeah.
Dude, this is the worst part of this movie is the best part of this movie, and it's all Steven Seagal. So, decommission nukes, people are going to take it over, and like zero fucks are given, and they let you know right from the get, Gary Busey's the bad guy.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. Yeah.
You go, okay, so Gary Busey's the bad guy. And then all of a sudden, if you saw the credits, Tommy Lee Jones' name is in there, and you go, oh, U.S. Marshal, sure. Nope, here comes a helicopter with Miss July 1989 and fucking Axl Rose impersonator Tommy Lee Jones.
You say Axl Rose, I say Keith Richards. 100%.
Yes.
Like, he was trying his best to, like, teeter between members of the Rolling Stones the whole movie. It was hilarious.
I was going more for like Sid Justice. That's not his name.
Sid Vicious's good brother.
Sid Justice is fucking Psycho Sid.
Yeah. Well, he was Sid Vicious too. I was going more for like Sid Vicious in a midlife crisis or something.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And he's so out of place the more you think about it. Like, I honestly don't know the connection, like how he's involved in this stuff. Because he walks in the place, you know, they're pretending like, oh, you know, we got Miss July, whatever. We're here for the captain's party. You know, we're trying to like not look suspicious, but totally suspicious kind of thing. And Tommy Lee Jones is almost like the handler of Miss July, but like he's
in the band.
Yeah, but like when he's on stage, he's not doing anything. Like he doesn't do anything.
I mean,
you're not wrong. He pops up there with the harmonica once or twice, trying to be all Blues Brothers-y.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's just there going, and now we're gonna have a wonderful time. Look to the big top where the Graysons are gonna get shot to death because I'm just Two-Face.
Oh, yeah. Fucking Batman. Screwing things up.
But yeah, this is supposed to be like a surprise party for the captain. It's going to be like his birthday or something. I don't know. They're keeping him in his office until it's time to to bring him out to the party and all that.
Yeah. And to be like this war veteran, this fella that's been in the service forever, he's so fucking gullible. Everything. Like a guy walking and be like, "Sir, those gunshots you heard weren't gunshots. At ease." He's like, those rascals are just setting off firecrackers for my birthday. How sweet.
Goddamn party poppers. Where's that big titty Miss July? And okay. Can we please discuss Gary Busey just for one more moment? He,
Sure.
to me, is a shining star in this film. He's one of the weirdest looking, weirdest sounding motherfuckers he's like a Buscemi. When you look at him, you go, huh? But
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
he's actually performing very well here. And just like in Surviving the Game, you go, man, he's actually a good actor, but you can't accept it because he just looks so off-putting.
I mean, you want to talk about looking off-putting? Did you see him in that dress?
First of all, that was art. That was his performance.
Is this art in the same way that Freddy got fingered as art? Because I'll agree with that.
No, this is the kind of art just like, you know what? Steven Seagal can have the credit, but Gary, he's getting that Oscar.
I mean, he's trying hard. I got so confused whenever he goes down to the galley because guess what? Steven Seagal, and you're going to hear it all through the fucking film like it's some inside joke that we don't get. He almost always looks just slightly askew of the hard camera and says, "Nah, I'm just a cook." But he's got this shit-eating fucking grin. Is there a joke there that I'm not getting? Because it's not funny.
I mean, I don't know if it's a joke, but the movie just going out of its way to stroke Steven Seagal's ego. So, like, of course he's a cook. Now he's a cook, but he's also America's best weapon against fucking everything.
When we get to see Seagal, he's down in the galley doing his thing, and he's like, "Hey, check it out. Here's my first of 3 accents I'm going to use through this film. And I'm going to sound kind of like this, and I'm normal." But then we get a cut to them cooking and goofing and being fun, and he is suddenly from the deep fucking South.
Oh my god, it's embarrassing.
No sense.
Like, that's not just deep South. That's like deep Louisiana, like crawfish boil kind of. Ooh, just want to sprinkle that Creole seasoning up on there.
Yeah, he's like, "Boy, what are you doing over there, boy? He dancing real good over there. Dance for me again. I'm the biggest man in this room."
We got a jambalaya brewing.
Yes, he had a jambalaya brewing down south with the greatest and the half, down a half. The Gary Busey character shows up and he goes, "Hey guys, you are fucking sailors. You are supposed to follow orders. Go do what the fuck I said because I'm in charge of you." And they go, "Oh, I guess." And no, it's not how the fucking, like, they were listening to their civilian fucking cook. It wouldn't happen that way.
No, not at all. There's that weird, like, power thing between Steven Seagal and the rest of the cast like that. It's always kind of weird because, like, we know, like, come on, like, he's supposed to be, like, the badass. We get it. It's almost like the movie's making us wait.
No, he's just a cook. I mean, he's a very good cook. Did you see the way he was cutting up those carrots there? And then he's such a good cook that he can throw that knife into a cutting board across the room and make it stick into it. He's just a cook, though.
He's so cool. I mean, cook.
He's good with kitchen knives.
Yeah,
Now,
kitchen knives.
It's so weird because this is like such an ego stroke moment where they want you to know that Steven Seagal is so cool that these probably 10, 15 men would throw away their potential 20-year career with retirement and benefits just to spend another 5 seconds standing in that kitchen with him.
I guess.
But, like, you know, the movie, even though they're stroking his ego like crazy, there is one person he does respect, and that's the captain of the boat.
Mhm.
And even though he's fucking clueless and probably blind, and that's the reason why he trusts Steven Seagal so much, he's just like, oh, you know, like we mentioned earlier, it's like, oh, it's my birthday, they got a party waiting on me, man, it's gonna be so good, I just have to sit in this chair and be old. And, of course, fucking Gary Busey in drag, by all means. Just bursts in the room and just blows the guy away.
Yeah, during this all the way, they had the guys put Steven Seagal in like the meat locker or something, just so he'd be out of the way. Like, oh, it's a joke or whatever. He's got to miss the party or whatever. Also, he's a little bit of a loose cannon, so we got a guard out there to watch him.
Well, the guard they choose is basically that really squeaky voiced teenager from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know, mister.
And Steven Seagal's egging him, was like, man, you gotta let me out of here. I'm too dangerous to be in here by myself.
The reason he's in there is because he punched Gary Busey, and I swear I fucking lost my shit whenever Gary Busey gets, movie punched by Steven Seagal,
Oh, that's real.
and he's so aggravated, and he turns around and he goes, "That's why you hit like a f."
Yeah, I lost it too.
You
Just
could
the fact that he
see
said it out
Steven
loud.
Seagal take it personal, and it was like it was meant to be.
First of all, that was real contact. And secondly, that was absolutely Gary Busey calling him that from the heart.
Yes. And thus began the relationship of Gary fucking Busey and Steven Seagal.
And it's great because both are dangerous in their own ways. Yeah, of course, Steven Seagal's like a keto master, but I'm 100% sure that Gary Busey has eaten a whole person.
Yes, dude. Yeah! He goes at him with them teeth.
So I was wondering about this. We were talking about Gary Busey giving orders. Is he the second in command on the ship behind the captain?
I think so.
We meet the third in command a little bit later, but I just wanted to get like the hierarchy of command going, right?
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense, but just because, like, as soon as he offs the old guy, Tommy Lee Two-Face is just like, you're the captain now.
Look at me. You're the captain now. I'm just going to sit over here and party with Miss July or whatever. Except, no, she's knocked the fuck up. Not knocked the fuck up.
She's all prego in the course.
Except, no, she's knocked the fuck out somewhere, like, inside of a cake, isn't she? Like, she took, like, 5 sleeping pills or seasickness pills.
Just to speed things along, Steven Seagal does make his way out of the freezer, and he stumbles upon Miss July in a cake. Now, this cake was supposed to be for the old captain, right? Just to put a little, spur in his boot, just to, celebrate. That was like 5 hours ago, and she's been inside this fucking thing in an empty room for this whole time.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how long had passed, but I'm not really buying it either way.
You know what I love about it is that, like, when she gets startled, woken up, because she's been passed out, according to her, her first thought isn't to be like, oh, what's that? It's to go into her strips shtick.
Yeah, also, she was just, like, right out of it, just immediately. That's why I'm not buying it. Honestly, like, you're under heavy sedation, you're passed out, not hearing, like, gunfire and all of this ruckus that's going on around you, and then suddenly you wake up and you're completely aware of what's going on. I don't get it. I think she's in on it.
She's Miss July 1989. This ain't her first rodeo.
Oh, no, it's just another stop on the way to the top. That's all.
Yeah.
Is that where they're going? Anyway, watch out for her. I got a sneaking suspicion when we get to Under Siege 2.
Pretty sure, like, after this whole debacle, she's just going to leave him, get as far as possible, because her entire role in this movie is just to be belittled by Steven Seagal.
Also, for her to, like, toss around her hair with her fingers a little bit. She does that, like, 6 times.
You said that Seagal belittles her. He belittles everyone he encounters in this film. Even when he's being nice to the other guys in his galley crew, he's belittling them. That's
but
all
like,
his lines are.
But it goes from just like, this is just playful banter between the guys to just like, the fuck, you don't know what an M1 grenade is? What the fuck? I just took one apart in front of you, you dumb broad.
All you're good for is making babies and lasagna. Here, take this gun. Carry my stuff so I can kill everybody.
And by the way, I already cooked that fucking lasagna for you. Didn't even have to ask.
Because I'm a chef, and it fucking zooms in, and his neck veins are bulging. I'm a chef.
Yes.
I mean, the writers aren't doing her much better with this. It's like, what is that thing you've got? Oh, it's a telecommunicator, satellite spectral communicator. Oh, like a car phone.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, yeah, nice tits. Anyways, back to my radio conversation.
You're right, it is like a car phone.
But I won't acknowledge that. Fuck you. Simplifying.
Oh, he takes it to heart, just like, fuck, it was a car phone.
It's just him on the fucking side of the boat now, just leaning on it, staring out at the ocean.
He's having a moment, there's like gunfire in the background and screams.
She's right.
Reflecting.
I got the same damn thing in my Mercedes. And somebody get my pies.
Oh, man, that was so ridiculous and contrived. Like, okay, we get it. He's a chef. I just kicked your ass and killed all your friends. Make sure you get the pie out of the oven for me when you get your ass off the floor.
Oh, man, you burnt my pies.
Now I'm going to have to burn you with my mitts.
No, with that fucking Baghdad battery of a bomb that he puts in the microwave.
That's the perfect way to describe the bullshit he tossed in there.
What even is that, by the way? Did anybody notice that concoction?
No, it was just stuff he had in the kitchen. In fact, I think there was like a can of fucking Bush's baked beans in there for whatever reason.
Bushes,
Well-
get at us. We need to know what's in your recipe.
Also, Seagal just walks in the kitchen, he's like, I got everything I need for this bomb, including this beautiful bean footage.
Yes, I was gonna say the only one who knows is Duke, and he ain't talking.
All right, I need somebody to
Oh.
cross-search. I need somebody to cross-search Bush's baked beans with the Anarchist cookbook. We got to find something in there.
Now, it's not that it's so ridiculous that he could make a bomb in the microwave. It's that he made the timer perfect.
You don't understand. Once you got the ingredients together, you have to make sure you set the microwave to kill.
Oh, fuck.
So how does this whole thing get started? Like, what's this all about? Like, who's in on this? Like, it's Tommy Lee Jones and Big Mouth Guy. He's in on it, and there's like
Big
probably
mouth, yeah.
probably like 20 or 25 other guys that are in on this.
Listen, this plot is way too complicated for its own damn good. So just to
Yep.
brush it under the carpet, basically Tommy Lee Jones was like a mercenary during Vietnam, and he was hired by the CIA to do these dastardly deeds. So when, push come to shove and the CIA eventually has to cover up for themselves, they needed to assassinate him, take him out. Lo and behold, he survived the assassination attempt, and good old Tommy Lee Jones is an angry man now.
Yeah, he's getting ready for some kind of revolution because, I don't know, he's talking about there's only an inch of topsoil left and the STDs, they're turning the friggin' frogs gay. Anarchy's gonna rule the world. I don't know.
Chandler.
It doesn't seem like he has like a specific case.
I love you because I literally wrote down he is just Alex Jones right now.
He
Yeah.
is wild in this.
Because, even when they actually talk to him, like the military fellas, the superiors, they're just like, well, what the fuck do you want? And he's just like, basically revenge. But, this speech took like a half an hour, and he goes off on these little story tangents about the dog that Gary Busey had to kill when he was 13 or some shit.
Oh, fucking Prince Henry Stout?
Yeah. And it's like he's trying to be like this new age poet with like his philosophy and shit. I'm just like, dude, Tommy Lee Jones. No.
Can we
Oh, is that
also
all right?
please discuss that whenever Steven Seagal gets, freed, these two guys go to kill him, and they are dressed just like Marv and Harry, the fucking sticky/wet bandit.
Oh, no.
The Wet Bandits.
Given Seagal's control over this movie, do you think he watched Home Alone and got actually pissed at those guys? Like, I'm going to put him in my movie, and then I'm going to cut him in half.
Dude, because he fucks them up with that knife. Now, the action throughout, and normally in Steven Seagal's action sequences, they were just him like slapping and then doing
Yeah.
something crazy that you can laugh at.
Especially if he has like a knife in his hand, he's just like doing some like wizard motions.
And
Yeah, for seemingly like no reason at all. I don't know knife fu, but it seemed like he was just trying to make pretty things happen with his hands.
holding a knife and doing jazz hands, and then suddenly it cuts to a scene of the fucking raid where he stabs dude in the thigh and just drags it up.
Christ. Basically, this movie just takes out all the fun of a fight scene. It just gets straight to the point.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is one of the worst things about Seagal's fight scenes. Like, they're so quick, and the villain has no chance. Like, there's no fucking way you're even touching him. He's going to kill
No.
you as soon as he sees you. That's it.
And on top of that, Steven Seagal is not a great dramatic actor. Okay? Like, there's no way anybody's going to argue that.
That's a hot take there, I think.
He strolls he strolls into the captain's quarters, and the captain's obviously just been shot to shit, looking like Swiss cheese in his chair. And I completely blanked on whatever the fuck he said, but just looking at his face, I could definitely tell he's thinking, oh my god, the captain's dead. This makes me sad. But you know what makes me mad? Being sad.
He's got to make
Dude.
that sniff the fart face from Friends.
Yes, it's just squishy lips, furrowed brow, squinted eyes, and slight confusion. That is his every emotion, all in one, every fucking movie.
Unless he's carrying a gun, then he just looks like he's trying to shit.
Yeah, the eyebrows are raised, but the eyes are still squinted, so it's a really weird contrast.
100% he's got to bite his bottom lip.
Just really going hard.
All right, so we know Tommy Lee Jones's character's angle. What is Gary Busey in this for?
He really wants to eat somebody.
Is that it? He's stealing fucking atomic tipped tomahawk missiles, just
oh, I get it. He just did this whole thing so he could share the same kiss with Tommy Lee Jones as he did with Johnny Depp.
Oh,
Oh.
I get it. I get it. what was ridiculous though is Gary Busey's character is literally insane.
Yeah.
They know
Oh yeah.
he's still in charge. They're like, no, he's cool. Leave him on the nuclear sub. Even though his record says this man is fucking insane.
What did it say? It was like, oh, I recommend psychological whatever. And he's just like, do I look like a man who needs psychological help or whatever it says? I don't remember what the actual quote was. But he's just there, mouth taking up half of his face, wearing half of a drag outfit.
He's totally cool, though. Don't worry about it. Mulligan. Well, with all these clear signs, just definitely points out that the captain that unfortunately got shot up was just completely just inept. First of all, he's buddies with Steven Seagal, and he's clearly just like a murder machine. And he can't see a sociopath from like 40 miles away.
The record literally says, I think he's going to do ABC. And in this movie, he does ABC.
I don't know. I feel like when you get up to a high enough of I don't know, but it feels like when you get up to a high enough of a rank in the military, you kind of have a little bit of a cushion with what you can do,
Oh, yeah. Oh, and plus, you know what? The captain was 1 day before retirement.
Too old.
That's always
for
how
this
it
shit.
is. Yep.
I want to take a moment to thank the lighting man that kept Steven Seagal in a perpetual twilight the entire film.
That was solid work right there.
I absolutely agree, and I'm pretty sure it went something like, hey, yo, lighting team, you see that bad man? Well, I'm a bad man, you know that.
Imagine you're in a dark room and someone lit a candle, reflected the light from the candle off of a mirror onto your face, and that is Steven Seagal in every scene.
Yeah.
The rest is just darkness, but that's all you need is just Steven Seagal's twinkling fucking eyes.
His just empty soul of a person.
Now, he's teamed up with Miss July, and I absolutely enjoyed that. He goes, you're not qualified for none of this. I'm going to carry all my stuff, and that's all there is to it. She goes, I did a Wet n Wild video. I'm a star.
Yeah, at first, he tries to stuff her in a locker and is like, hey, this is going to be the safest place for you. And she just doesn't get it. She's screaming, pounding on the locker door or whatever. And she's like, I hate being alone. Well, do you hate being dead?
Oh, listen, that made me laugh way too hard. What kind of line is that? No?
So for whatever reason, he puts a uniform on her, gives her a weapon.
Well, for the rest of the movie, she's in a ball cap and an oversized jacket. Just so after that, I just thought Steven Seagal was just like, hey, little kid, come here. I got something for you.
Oh, yeah. So in between all this, you've got that little boy who just happens to be Miss July 1989 or whatever. They're sneaking around, and he has some kind of communication back and forth with the Pentagon because of this little car phone thing now.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, SEAL Team 5 is coming. Just chill out until SEAL Team 5 comes. We'll talk later.
But that conversation is completely one-sided. Because the military's just like, listen, we'll try to get us stuff under control. We're sending these guys in, and we'll try not to blow you up. And then Skull's basically just like, oh, you got SEAL Team 5? Well, I'm SEAL Team me.
Dude, whenever they fucking start to read his bio, because the one guy at the table is like, he's just a cook. He's going to screw all this up. And they're like, you don't know who the fuck he is? You don't fucking know who the fuck he is? And they slam down his file, and he's like, he's killed fucking Zeus. He stabbed Anubis. He fucks the shit out of bears. God damn, don't you know who he is? Just, it's so fucking come on. So this girl's carrying his shit while he's killing people. And this is what we kind of been waiting for, is Steven Seagal to kill people, do something.
Yeah.
And dude, this action is so fucking lazy. Even
It
for
kind
Steven
of is, yeah.
Seagal,
I was wondering where you were
back
going with that, because I was thinking, man, I hope he says mediocre, because it was mediocre.
Yeah, because they tried to keep him in a really small space. And I guess Aikido on film doesn't look that great when you put it into practice. It's just kind of get out of here. I'm going to grab your hand, slap you with it. Get out of here.
I mean, especially Aikido in the shadows, when you can only see I think he got flipped upside down or something. Oh, I think I don't know. I don't know what's going on right now. Oh, there's Seagal again.
He just kicks down the door. Hey guys, I'm a chef who ordered the knuckle sandwich.
All right, so the actual idea of this, the big bad plan is Tommy Lee Jones' character at some point stole a nuclear sub from North Korea. Is that right? Is that what he has done?
Yes, and
All right.
what blew my mind about that is the movie tries to let you have some sort of exposition of how it happened, and Seagal movies are the best for this. It hands once again that round table of people, and they're like, "He has a submarine? How'd he get it?" And it pans to another man, and he goes, "He's good at it," and that's their explanation.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's just really good at stealing submarines, specifically. Man, we're
Well,
in trouble.
Well, I guess he was sent on a mission to like sink it, but instead he just commandeered it. Because I mean, that's exactly what I would do. Why would you not?
But then it just sounds like he was just like, okay, I'm here to do my job. Yoink.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But the idea is that they're going to take those nuclear tipped Tomahawk missiles and they're going to put them on the sub. They're just going to steal them, then they're going to go sell them or something.
Yep.
There's also the idea of just using them immediately and just like blowing Hawaii away for whatever reason.
Yeah, like I don't think did they need those for that? Because they were already pretty close. I don't know. I don't know shit about fuck, man. That was a threat.
Neither did the movie though.
What's killing me is I've watched more of his recent films with how lazy he shoots things, and I'll be goddamned if I wasn't seeing the same shit back then, and I was blown away that this company let him do this. He has a shootout scene, y'all. A fucking shootout scene.
Mm-hmm.
He is sitting down with his leg propped up, firing an MP5 one hand, talking on a fucking cellular device. It's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I got this covered. Yeah, I know they're shooting. There's 20 of them. I got this gun, though, and it's never going to run out of ammo, and no one's allowed to shoot me because I said, nuh-uh, you.
It's like, hey, Mr. Lie, I didn't want to tell you, but I got cheat codes.
He sure does. Like, there's a one scene where there's like a helicopter, and he's just sitting in the shadows with old girl, and then he's just like, "Hold on, I got something to do." And she's like, "Hey, we could use that helicopter to like leave and get help or something." And he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna blow it up."
Dude,
The whisper every time.
let's discuss this bomb sequence and how they like to do these transitions. So this is going to be a recurring thing. Every time we get to see Seagal and he needs to be somewhere, it just hard cuts to him being there.
He could definitely fast travel on this big old boat.
Well, let's say, okay, this movie's like what, 90 minutes, 80 minutes, something like that. If they would have left him like in the movie as much as he should have been, like running from objective to objective, it'd be like 2 fucking hours.
It's almost like you're watching Full House or one of those, TGIF shows. Here's the thing, camera spins, they're doing it. And he's just got a shell, disassembling it, taking powder and some sort of liquid shit that he's a cook, mind you. He turns into some sort of explosive.
Just as like a regular civilian, like I don't understand how like missiles work like that. But he boiled this missile and like got honey out of it. I'm just like, what?
Yes.
In any other part of the movie, he would have explained thoroughly to Miss July like how this would work. But no, this is the time where he's just like, don't worry about it, I'm an expert.
Yeah, I was watching this scene, and I'll tell you, I have no idea what was going on here. Like, I thought that he was, like, disarming the nuclear capability of these weapons, but no, then it looked like he was doing some arts and crafts or something. I was real confused, that's all I'm saying.
You don't understand, Miss July, in order to disarm the world, I've got to knit this sweater first.
After I knit this sweater, I'll put my hand down and we'll draw a turkey and that'll be the detonator. He's just like, gobble, 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 motherfucker.
Oh no, he just had a Geely moment.
Yes. Now, there's an F-18 that's coming around. It gets blown up. There's some expensive set pieces that happen in this movie that are just totally wasted.
Yeah.
And
they're so flat,
yes,
Well,
even the Die Hard rip that you brought up, where he like dives off the fucking boat with the thing tied around him.
Listen, this dude swims so fucking slowly. I'm like, the entire time I'm like, why can't they see him? Why can't they see him? And then they spot him. I'm like, absolutely. And then they just all turn into stormtroopers. Like he moved 5 feet this entire time.
It blows my mind. Now, mind you, the sub has been docked, and he's swimming so slow over to that sub with that stupid fucking bomb. How does this even work? He puts a sub, like a bomb on it, and he's barely swimming, like you said, gets seen. They start spraying at him. No one hits him. The bomb detonates. That's what hurts him.
I thought he got hurt by a falling anchor or something.
I thought he got
Was
shot.
that what that was?
Something because like even when he gets out of the water, his back's all scratched up like he was in the Revenant or something.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought that
I
was
wa-
like from the bomb explosion. I was confused.
And like I said, I thought he just, actually got a bullet somewhere. I didn't know.
It doesn't matter. Like even though his wound actually looks really good, like very good makeup, he's just like, my back split open. That's okay. I got like a dozen damn spines. I don't even need that one.
And have we mentioned, I don't know that we've mentioned, all right, so the rest of the crew of this ship is actually tucked into like one chamber, which
Mhm.
at some point the guys were like, hey, why don't we try and flood it, right?
Yeah, but they're in great spirits because they're all just like, wow, like we're all in here about to die, but that's okay. Casey Ryback's out there and he works his best under pressure.
Speaking of under pressure, what I got here today is from our friends down at Paperback Brewing Company out of Glendale, California. This is their Under Pressure Pale Ale. This is a double dry hopped pale ale, 5.5% alcohol by volume. Lots of nice floral green notes in that aroma. Whew. Got a little bit of spice to it too. Not like hot spice, but just a little bit of like spicy notes in there. I guess where it's probably been double dry hopped, you'll get some of that coming out. Some of those green, floral, spicy, little bit bitter, little bit aggressive notes from the resins and stuff like that, where it's got so much of those hops, dry hops in the brewing process. But otherwise, it's got like a really clean taste to it. This is definitely a pale ale, not like an IPA. Really solid, drinkable beer. It is what it is. If you're looking for a real hoppy pale ale, probably like this.
Well, it's a shame that beer wasn't better. And it's also a shame that Seagal wasn't cooking for the bad guys. Because now Chief O'Brien from Deep Space Nine has the drop on him.
Oh Lord, yeah, his face is just so small.
He gets shot in the back by Miss July, who is backlit just like they did for Cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's super weird because like, the movie has to have one of those moments where the hero's kind of like clearly outgunned, but like this wasn't telegraphed at all. It's just like, oh, Miss July just shot that man with any prior experience other than Steven Seagal berating her for the past 90 minutes. Oh,
Yes.
So this is what bullying accomplishes.
I love that he is damaged here. He is fully battle damaged. He can barely stand up. And she throws a towel over him. We hard cut away, and whenever we come back to him, he is 100% again.
Yeah, I actually kind of forgot that he was just like normal toward the end of the movie. It's like 5 minutes of being hurt.
Oh, that's his healing towel though. That's all he needed. Just get all wiped down.
Oh, is that how that works?
It's kind of like when you
get me
go to
one
the
of
spa
those.
or whatever.
Yeah, I just need 5 minutes to decompress.
I was like, give me 5 minutes in that sensory deprivation room or whatever you got, Mr. Rogan.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, but meanwhile, we've got Tommy Lee Jones and Marty Schottenheimer. You guys probably won't know who that is. Up in the control tower, telling us, "Oh, the Pentagon shut us down somehow." I don't know what's going on here, who's doing what, but they lost their radar at some point. Does that matter at all?
Well, it was
Well,
jammed by
fine.
Lone Star.
Lone Star. Ah.
Spaceballs reference, though. Steven Seagal had sabotaged the radar to click off at exactly when he wanted it to. And
He put the radar in the microwave too.
facts. And suddenly they're like, I can't figure it out. He's smarter than me, boss. Literal quote from the movie.
It's a rough one, especially like with his buddies when he finally gets back to them. Like the ones from the kitchen, they're all stored somewhere.
Best guy ever. And this is the point where I went, okay, they're just doing whatever. I didn't notice all these things. I used to be able to watch this and I can still have a damn good laugh at it.
Yeah.
But I didn't notice all the big issues. Like one of the characters tells him, well, we can't shoot it. All we have are starburst rounds, which a starburst round is just basically like a big flare. And it's not going to punch through armor, anything like that. It would just bounce off and cause like a firework. Steven Seagal literally goes, "No, we're good," and goes and loads up real fucking shells. Where did he get them?
Yeah. He's
Well-
like, "Hey, you know what we should do? We should shoot him." "Oh, sir, we don't have the ammo to shoot him, but let's go shoot him."
Yes.
Where'd you get that? Yeah, I know, right? It's fucking cool.
Dude, yeah. He's just got infinite inventory. He just reaches in and pulls one out.
Fucking Game Shark Seagal over here.
Early final thought. Steven Seagal makes movies with cheat codes. Plain and simple.
Oh, 100%. Like, if he's not running God mode, he's not interested.
There's going to be another one that we're going to review. He gets shot 3 times in the chest with a shotgun at close range, yells motherfucker, and still kills the man.
Tune in next week.
All right, so we've got a lot of sort of chaos going on here in the last final minutes. They do blow up the sub. Am I right on that? They actually successfully blow up the sub?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
And you would think that'd be a little bit more important because, they just erased one of the movie's big bad guys. Mm-hmm. It was just like kaboom. Oh, by the way, forget that guy.
Yeah, because immediately after that, there's like another little gunfight. And I guess he and Tommy Lee Jones recognize each other from somewhere. Do we find out where? Was Tommy Lee Jones in Panama? Fill us in.
For my head canon, Seagal got kicked out of the military for punching a CO. In my head canon, I went, oh, that's the one he punched.
I kind of had that connection too. I don't know. Like but we don't know. Nobody fills us in on that.
They could be familiar with each other's dossiers, but like the movie isn't anywhere near that clever. They're just like, guys, fucking fight it out.
There is an Under Siege 2, right?
Yes.
Okay. Have either of you seen it?
Yes.
Okay.
I have not.
Well,
I'm looking forward to it.
No spoilers, because I want to know if this shit comes back.
No.
I said no spoilers. You should have gave me hope.
No, it's a completely different animal, and I want you to experience it as such.
All right.
Now, Tommy Lee Jones is full insane, and I don't know if it's because he realizes his plans are ruined or if it's because he walked onto the fucking deck when they fired the 25mm cannon.
Oh, dude, they ruined him.
His ears are still ringing.
Well, it doesn't debilitate his ability to just do-si-do with Steven Seagal here in a minute.
I mean, does it not? Because he gets fucked up pretty quick.
Yeah. And it's another situation just like when John Lithgow was getting his shit pushed in. It's like, clearly one of these fellas is going to be A-okay. And it's not Tommy Lee Jones.
Okay, yeah. But at least in Cliffhanger, Stallone took some shots. I know it's not very believable that John Lithgow is going to be able to put hands on this superhero.
Yeah.
But at least there is some sort of conflict. With this, we have the hunted Tommy Lee Jones with his fucking knife, and we have Steven Seagal. And it literally takes 2 seconds for Steven Seagal to slap his hands, stab him in the top of the head, and put his head through a radar display.
Yeah, it's
what
fucking
the
brutal.
fuck?
That was pretty fucking brutal of a move, Steven Seagal, I gotta say.
And it was so quick that Steven Seagal didn't even have a cool one-liner. He was just like, I'm a chef.
Yeah.
Well, he still had some of his breath left, so he wanted to savor that.
We get a cutaway because before he gets murdered, Tommy Lee Jones shoots one of these nukes at Hawaii. And of course, Mr. I Can Do Anything, fucking Steven Seagal has to defuse it. Now, as the missile's in the air, the round table has some of this acting that's fucking Shatner-worthy. They're like, the missiles, they're in the air.
One dude was like screaming on like a red phone, but it didn't even sound like he was talking to any superior. It sounded like he directly called his family from the Pentagon. He's like, no, honey, I don't have to worry about anything anymore.
There's like 20 different guys at this table. This is a big ass table. And we only ever hear from like 3 of them, but they all have very distinct personalities. You've got one guy who's just like, if he dies, he dies. And then another guy who's just like, well, what if he's gonna blow up Honolulu and you can't prove that he didn't steal the nuclear sub back in North Korea? And he's right. He's kind of wilding out, but he's right.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of discourse in the war room. All the while, Steven Seagal's like, hey, Mr. Pentagon, don't worry. I got this. And then he just flies up and punches the missile.
Why not? It blows up. I was so confused because it gets to the end and Seagal has saved the day, of course.
No, because like they finally, break through that the door of that room or whatever where all the other Navy guys were in, and those seamen were just squirting out of that door.
Yeah, they were. Come out of there just gushing semen.
Now that's a happy ending.
Oh! But no, was there ever any doubt that he was going to give old Miss July 1987 or whatever it was a big old smooch at the end? Ever any doubt?
Oh man, it's the same kind of kiss energy as Bill Murray and Sigourney Weaver at the end of Ghostbusters.
Yeah, where you can really tell that they really don't actually like each other very much at all.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he tastes like abusing stuntmen.
Yeah, and you taste like bad decisions and peach vodka.
I get it, I guess, that this is Steven Seagal's formula and this is how he's going to do every single movie from now to the end of time. But I don't know why people would believe, or you can't even say that they would believe. It's just so weird that he just abuses this woman verbally the entire time, and then he's like, "Oh, you better bet your sweet ass I'm kissing Miss July," and she's like, "I guess, ew."
I mean,
I guess ooh.
she looks fairly Swedish, so anything other than Stockholm Syndrome is an upgrade.
So this movie, in my opinion, is fucking awful. But man, if you're watching it with zero expectations and you know what you're getting into with a Seagal flick, this is top tier. Now, personally, I like a bit more Seagal, and this is one of those movies where he's kind of hidden. I like a bit more Seagal because when it focuses on him, man, it gets so bad, so fast, and ups it to 11 with the extreme violence. This one, a little lacking in that department. A lot of fucking wasted set pieces and action scenes. For Seagal, I think I'm going to put it as one of his lowers.
Okay, all right. I think this one is the most accessible. I think, because like it's totally a Die Hard ripoff. So like, if you watch Die Hard and this in a double feature, they're basically the same movie, but one significantly worse. Otherwise, this movie's great. Like, I just love watching this dude just fucking manhandle everybody. Manhandle his lines, manhandling stuntmen, manhandling Miss July. Like, it's just so absurd that somebody let him do this. Kind of like the car crash that I couldn't help but slow down to look at.
All right, I can see that.
I can see what you were saying too, Eric, with it being the one to get your foot in the door because it has big names. So people are going to at least give it the time of day, which is going to get Seagal the exposure, but for all the wrong reasons.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, this was the first time that I'd seen this movie. And, okay, was this a good movie? No. But was this a bad movie? Yes. This was not good, guys. But it wasn't really actually bad enough to the point where I was like, oh, it's so bad it's entertaining. This movie was so neutral to me that it was pretty hard for me to get through. Like, I would have liked it more if I disliked it more, if that makes any sense. Like,
oh, I get you.
I am so beige on this film. That's all I can say.
Well, there you go. That was Under Siege. If you have any strong feelings about the show or the movie, leave in the comment section below.
Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Hit the little bell icon too, so you know next week when we got another Seagal-uary film coming.
Make sure you get out there and follow us on all the different social medias. We got Facebook, and some cooking channel. I think an Instagram. We're out there. Check us out. And if you don't, you'll find out why I'm just a cook.
We on that YouTube. Get at us, bon appetit. I want to show you my cooking skills.
I mean, we do got Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, like I said, Facebook. we got all kinds of stuff. Check us out, y'all.
Ew.